It's Christmas Eve in Los Angeles. John McClane, a street-smart New York City cop, arrives at the brand-new Nakatomi Plaza. He's here to reconcile with his estranged wife, Holly, who is a high-flying executive for the Nakatomi Corporation. While John is freshening up in a private bathroom, doing the fists with your toes trick to beat jet lag, the party is crashed. A group of 13 heavily armed terrorists, led by the suave and calculating Hans Gruber, storms the building. They seal the exits, cut the phone lines, and take the employees hostage. John McClane, barefoot and armed only with his service pistol, manages to slip away into the stairwell. He realizes he's the only thing standing between the hostages and Gruber's team. McClane begins a deadly game of cat and mouse in the unfinished floors of the skyscraper. He kills his first terrorist, Tony, sends the body down the elevator wearing a Santa hat, and writes a message on his shirt, "Now I have a machine gun." Ho ho ho. McClane manages to get a radio and signals for help. The LAPD sends Sergeant Al Powell to investigate. Just as Powell is about to leave, thinking it's a false alarm, McClane drops a terrorist's body onto the hood of Powell's patrol car. The building is officially under siege. The LAPD and SWAT try to storm the building but are utterly outmatched by the terrorists' heavy weaponry. Meanwhile, McClane continues to pick off Gruber's men one by one, using the ventilation shafts to move like a ghost. In a tense moment, Hans Gruber pretends to be an escaped hostage named Bill Clay. McClane almost buys it, but realizing the hostage is wearing the same European shoes as the terrorists, he outsmarts him, only to realize Gruber's men have the upper hand when they shoot out the glass partitions, forcing the barefoot McClane to run over shards of glass to escape. We discover that Hans Gruber isn't really a terrorist at all, he's actually a smart criminal. What he really wants is the $640 million in bearer bonds inside the Nakatomi vault. But the vault has a special final lock that can only be opened if the building's power is shut down. So Hans plans everything so that the FBI will arrive and cut the power for him, which then unlocks the vault and lets him get the money. Once the vault opens, Hans takes the hostages to the roof. His real plan is to blow up the roof, killing the hostages so it looks like he died too, letting him escape in the confusion. John McClane reaches the roof just in time, warns everyone, and clears the hostages before the explosion. With no way down, John ties a fire hose around himself, jumps off the exploding roof, and crashes back into the building through a window to survive. McClane, battered and bleeding, finds Hans holding Holly at gunpoint. John appears to surrender, laughing at the absurdity of the situation. He has his hands behind his head, but he's taped his last 2 bullets to his back. In a split second, John draws, shoots Hans in the shoulder, and kills the remaining henchman. Hans falls through a shattered window, clutching Holly's wrist and nearly dragging her down with him. John unclips Holly's watch, the one bought by the company, and Hans falls 30 stories to his death. John and Holly emerge from the building, finally reunited. There's one last scare when the dead terrorist Carl reappears for revenge, but he is taken down by Sergeant Al Powell, who finally finds his courage. As "Let It Snow" plays, John and Holly drive away in a limo, leaving the burning Nakatomi Plaza behind.